Do you remember this dress? In 2015, it took the internet by storm because people couldn't agree on the color. Was it white and gold or black and blue? Listen, I know this is a throwback situation. I know. But the intensity of the disagreements was real. Like, you had to be there. It got ugly across the internet, across people's homes. People were willing to defend their point of view to the death. But in hindsight, how you perceived the dress was all a matter of your perspective. So our perspectives fixed? Can they be upgraded? Or are we just stuck with the perspectives we had? If you've been wrestling with any of these questions or that dress debate just really drove you crazy in 2015, today's chat is for you.
Hi, I'm Pam Williams, a mother.
And I'm Jessica E. Williams, a daughter. And this is a mother and a daughter truthful chat, where we discuss our 35-year multi-layered relationship.
We've been through so many ups and downs. Not only are we family, but we're business partners in the high-stress world of event planning and production for short films.
We've also shared the same therapist for over 10 years. What some people call codependence, we call collaboration.
So join us as we share stories from our lives,
have candid conversations with other mother-daughter duos,
and shed light on the roller coaster ride of being a woman while raising a woman. Welcome to Truthful Chats, 20 minutes or less, designed to engage us in the ongoing practice of getting to generational wellness. More about that in the description box. Every month, we will have a generational wellness theme, and our weekly Truthful Chat topics will unpack that theme just a little bit.
So the theme for January is change, and today's episode is all about change perspective to tap into faith. So, first things first, Pam, what color was the dress?
White and gold. Absolutely white and gold. I looked again today when we started talking about this. I still don't see black and blue.
I, too, was a white and gold person. Even looking at the dress now, I'm like, I still see white and gold. Like, I really don't. I just got curious about it. It popped into my head. I said, let me go ahead and Google this little thing. And I came across a lot of articles about it. So, pretty much the color that you perceive depended on the way that your brain is individually wired. So if you saw black and blue with that dress, that means that your brain naturally saw a lot of shadows with the way that the picture was taken. Whereas for us, that's white and gold. We saw this white and gold because we didn't perceive as many shadows.
I didn't perceive any shadows.
But they say it's a trick of your brain to figure out, like, it's just the way your brain is wired. Whether you see a lot of shadows or whether you see a lot of light, take with that what you will. But that's pretty much what it is. You either saw black or blue, white or gold, based on the wiring of your brain. Now, I know this is like mad trivial, like, oh, we don't care about a dress show. Like, it was at this wedding, I don't know, I want to say in New Zealand or Britain or Ireland or something. But it was a thing, okay? But I also find it very intriguing that this concept of like, how much light do we perceive or not perceive based on our individual brain wiring is actually quite intriguing. And I hope that you're picking up on the metaphor that we're putting down, because people can be very extreme in their perspectives, right? I know we've seen that a lot on the interwebs. But there are some people who just see the glass as half empty.
Yep.
Some people who see it as half full,
Yep.
period. Some people are like super Pollyannish. They believe anything is possible. And some people are like, I'll never see it like that. I hate everything. Nothing is happening. It's all impossible.
Debbie Downer.
And I feel like our perspectives are shaped by our experiences, and those experiences are shaped by our expectations, or at least our perceptions of what's going to be happening. Okay. So like, for example, if you are, I don't know, let's say going to a party or something and you have a particular expectation of how this party is going to work out, and you perceive things a certain way based on your thoughts, and you get there and everything at the party lines up with your perceptions and your perspective, you're going to be really happy when you walk away from that exchange and experience. But let's say if you're hanging out with your friend, y'all going out to lunch, and you have a particular idea or perception or ideology of how this, talk or hangout is going to go, and it doesn't go anything like that, and your perception and expectations are dashed, you're going to feel really, really bad. And so that is going to be a scar on you in terms of the disappointment, emotional disappointment. And so
a lot of disappointments building up.
From other things that you might not even think about. These are like trivial examples, right? Or like things that you wouldn't be like, that emotionally scarred me. But it could, because the light and the shadows of our life experiences affect how we see things. It's just the reality of the situation.
Yeah. So where do you live? Like, truthfully, can you determine the amount of light and shadows that you are attaching to the way that you see things?
Facts.
And can you figure out how you got there? Did you have a lot of experiences that met your expectations, so you tend to be a pretty happy person? Or did you have a lot of experiences that you were disappointed by, so you are not really that happy person and you think things are probably not going to go well? So we had to learn this lesson the hard way with each other a little bit, and just about life in general. If you have a die-hard belief that something is based on what it looks like to you, then you don't leave any room for something else that's possible and potentially better than what you originally saw. Changing perspective means giving up the notion that it can be only one way. And most of the time, that's pretty much you think it can only be your way. And that's the right way. So you may need to boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Be humble.
Sit down.
Sit down.
And be humble and kind of think about why you think about things the way you think about things. We looked at this in terms a little bit of our entrepreneurial journey. And how we work together as mother and daughter, as entrepreneurs in business together. And we realized we had like 6 or 8 things that we wanted to do. Jessica had 4, I had 4. We were trying to juggle and figure it out. Are we going to do this, 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 and this? And after 3 years of the pandemic and working on our business and looking at things and figuring out things, our journey looks a little bit different than we had originally imagined. But we never gave up on the fact that entrepreneurship was possible and it was the dream for us. We had to change our perspective. We believe we've discovered a better way for us to be more resourceful, more resilient, and more hopeful about our business and where it's going. And we actually don't argue as much about business as we used to. As you can imagine, mothers and daughters have disagreements about things all the time. And if you're in business together and working together, you have even more disagreements.
It intensifies.
So we have embraced the way that we often have different perspectives and that it's not a bad thing. We learned that fine-tuning an idea based on different viewpoints doesn't mean that one of us is right or one of us is wrong or somebody messed up or you didn't do it this way and you should have. We've learned to embrace the idea that being different is not failure or defeat. It really took a lot of humility and an extra leap of faith for us to figure out, hey, different can really be better if we can embrace it.
It's collaborative. You know, collaboration is our thing around here, okay? And it was really about, you know, finding our own uniqueness and having faith and trust in ourselves and the way that we're wired and the way that we're designed, right? And then to be able to see that as a good thing in, you know, my business partner and my mama. So shout out to our therapist, Tremaine Walker. Whoop, whoop. If you haven't watched the trailer for the show, we shared the same therapist for over 10 years.
Yep.
So he knows my personality and things that make me quirky. He knows her personality, things that make her quirky. And so he really preaches to us all the time, like, don't expect Pam to do what you would do, or don't expect
Jess to do what you would do.
He's always like, you know, you guys are the dynamic duo, the dynamic mother-daughter duo. And
what makes you different actually makes you great.
Right. So embrace it, make it collaborative, stop trying to fight each other, and then you can get more things done. So
listen, that's a bar. That's the word for everything. Whoever you're in relationship with, stop trying to fight about your differences. Embrace them, and you guys will probably wind up being better together.
Collaboration is the new currency, okay? That's across the board, not just in business. So no matter if you were team blue and black dress, meaning you saw a lot more shadows, or if you're team white and gold, meaning you don't really see as many shadows in life, there's always an opportunity to learn from each other's perspective if you are willing and you're open, baby. Stop clamming your fist up, thinking it's only one way to do things. Release them a little bit. Get some circulation going, and you might find some gold or some treasure or something you weren't expecting in your hands if you're not so clenched and closed fist and only trying to do things one way all the time.
Listen, we heard a really good quote from Sterling K. Brown. It says, empathy begins with understanding life from another person's perspective. Right. Nobody has an objective experience of reality. It's all through our own individual prisms. Light circling around, making you see things different.
Or shadows. It depends on your wiring, and neither one is necessarily
neither one of them is good or bad.
It's just yours.
Okay? Yep.
So with that, we will leave you and bid you adieu because we say we ain't gonna hold you, okay? And so with that, leave us a comment. Leave us a DM, something, because hopefully you will have liked this video by now. Hopefully, you will have subscribed to the YouTube channel by now. And if not, you should remedy that, okay? And then follow us, like us, at Create Generational Wellness on IG and Facebook. And with that, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Peace.